senior in high school, okay? And he's the most popular kid at school, and he's also the handsomest, and he's the football quarterback. No. It's easy to be the most handsome guy when you live in a small town in Idaho. There are no black people in Idaho. And,
you're a high school senior, you didn't even get that far, right?
And so, being a senior he is, prom is coming up soon. Prom, you know, where all the kids go, and he needs a date. So he does what's natural, you know, destiny, and he goes up to the head varsity cheerleader and says, yo, go to prom with me. Did you guys grow up in the 80s? No, you didn't, but that's how it went. So, now he's a date.
In the 80s? Actually,
have you seen any movie from the 80s? Like, that's just how it goes, okay?
Grew up in the 80s.
Not in Back to the Future.
He's like, he grew up in the 70s.
Anyway, so this girl, she's tall, she's pretty, blonde. She looks like Farrah Fawcett, blonde with the hair, everything. And he's big shoulders, small waist, long legs, blonde hair, blue eyes. They call him Butch, right? And so he needs 3 things for prom. He needs a limo, a tux, and flowers. And I know what you're thinking. Don't you worry.
What about condoms?
It's already been his wall up for 6 months. He is ready. Ready.
I've been there before.
Don't worry. We promote safe sex to Prospector.
Inside?
It's not radio.
Hey guys,
Hey.
dinner and a show. Let's go.
So, he's a big procrastinator. They called him Butch for a reason. He didn't do good in school, and he waits. And he waits until 2 days before prom to go get the limousine, right? So he drives to the limousine garage. It's like 20 minutes away, and there's a line of people there. I mean, a long-ass line. Like, how many limousines are there? So they have to do like a lottery, like a raffle kind of thing, like the ball in the spinning machine. And so the girl thought he was cute at the front. Guess which jerk got the limousine, and guess who's not gonna let his squad hit it up? It's just gonna be him and the girl in the limousine, not sharing, just the 2 of them. So he waits 1 hour in line for the limousine, totally over it. You know, the statisticians say that you will spend on average 7 years of your life waiting in line. Anyways, next day, he goes to get the tuxedo, right? It's in the next town over. It takes him like 30 minutes to get there, but there's a wedding nearby. And it's the only tuxedo place in Idaho because and
Potato farmers.
And he has to wait. He has to wait for them to see him. And he's like, do you know who I am? I'm like the greatest guy ever. But he has to wait. And he waits and he waits 2 hours just for them to see him. And then it takes him an hour to get fitted. He has like really small waist, long legs. He was like a 30-38. You don't find a 30-38. You don't find that. You gotta get like a 30-36. It's like the only pair they have, like really long socks. Anyways, he has to get like the bow tie and stuff. And so here's a picture of the girl's dress. But it's like really close up so he can see the color, but he can't see what the dress looks like. It's probably slutty. And so it's this weird fuchsia color. Like,
it is like
it's like this weird fuchsia color that only a black girl could pull off. Like, why is Farrah Fawcett wearing some kind of weird... Anyways, so he gets the stuff. He's there for like 3.5 hours. He goes home. He's tired. He's over it. The next day, it's the prom day. So he decides he's not going to procrastinate, gets up bright and early at 11:30 a.m. and drives over, next town over, to the flower store. And he doesn't realize that for the past 3 days, there's been a power outage, and they just got the power back. I mean, no one really noticed because no one uses electricity. But anyways, he gets to the flower store, and what do you know? The refrigeration wasn't refrigerated. The misters weren't misting. The life wasn't living. All the flowers in there were dead. And he says, what the fuck? I'm allowed to say that. There's no one else in here. And,
Go for it.
But I'm only 12.
Fucks away.
He said a bad word.
And I want to ruin a lot of things for you by the end of this show. So they tell him, hey, the next flower store is an hour and a half away. You can drive there and drive back, or you can wait 4 hours for them to bring in the shipment, right? So if he goes there and goes back, that's 3 hours, but really only an hour less. I mean, he doesn't have money for that kind of a gas. He also doesn't want to drive. I mean, He drives a really big pickup truck with like it spews a lot of carbon emissions, like the smokestacks are extra torque. It's because he hates the environment. Because Obama likes the environment, so he hates the environment. It's because he hates Obama. You get how people are in this country, in this state? That's just how people are there. That's just dumb Republicans. I'm a Republican and I hate Republicans.
Are you from Idaho?
No.
Okay. He knows a lot about Idaho.
He could be from.
I'm making
A
up
lot
a
of
second.
detail there. Okay.
And so he waits there, and he waits, and he waits, and he waits, and he waits. He probably just like sits there on his phone the entire time waiting, not paying attention to
In the
anything
80s?
around them, waiting, tweeting about it.
I can't do that.
FML, have to wait for the flowers. Finally, he gets them, and he's kind of a cheapskate. I don't know how to idiom.
Cheapskate?
My parents are from Latin America. I don't know these things.
Skate. Like roller skates.
Cheapskate. And he doesn't even get the nice corsage. You know the nice one with like the little baby orchids, the baby's breath? That's the one you get if you want to get laid. No, he gets it. It's a rose, and gets chopped off, and it's going to get plastered on her wrist. And he gets it, and he drives home, and he's tired, and he gets in the shower, and it's cold, it's very non-sexy, 2 minutes, he's in the tux, the limo's already in front of his house. Doesn't even have time for siesta. So he gets in the limousine and pulls up in front of her house, right? Door's open for him. He starts to walk up to her door, and the parents are peeking through the blinds, looking at him, looking at Johnny Boy, right? They know who he is. They know his parents. They know he was conceived in 7-Eleven parking lot. They know his grandparents brought back syphilis from Woodstock, okay? They know everything about this guy's life. See, there's a saying in Spanish called Pueblo Chico Infierno Grande, which means small town, big inferno, because everybody knows everybody. It's bad. It's like a TV novella, but everybody. Anyway. So, he rolls up there, he knocks on the door. Hi, Pops. He gets to meet him. He thinks he's funny. He's like, hi, Pops. I'm Johnny with the NRA. And he says, hi, Mom. I'm Johnny with the American Heart Association. He does like this kind of a thing to him. He's not funny. And so, what do you know? The girl wants to keep him waiting. The girl's been ready for like an hour already. She's sitting on her bed right now, just twirling her hair. Sitting like that. Because she wants to make him wait downstairs and talk to her parents. So he's down there. He's waiting. He's waiting. He's trying to entertain them, kind of like I am right now, but not quite as swaggy and efficient. And he's talking to them, and they're old farts. Like, they're way too old to have teenagers on. They're like 60, right? So finally, she decides to walk out there, right? And she starts to walk down the stairs, the only place in Idaho, the only house in Idaho that's 2-story. Like, that doesn't happen. They're all 1-story shacks. And she starts to walk down the stairs, and he looks at her, and she's halfway down the stairs. She stops, and he's looking up at her like, why are you not walking down the stairs? And he looks up at her, and you can see her leopard print thong, and her dress is this short. Like, I don't know if you guys have been to prom. It's bad.